50 years and poor education. 50 years and we're still talking about potholes. Don't fall for their tricks. Don't fall for their lies. After 50 years, it's time for change. That's why the coalition rose up, who've decided that after 50 years, we've had enough of this. It's time for a change. And remember, change ain't coming. Change is here.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Bahamas. Good evening, everyone in social media land. Oh, I love this energy today. I love this energy today. We are back to our headquarters with another live broadcast. Are you excited? Is anyone excited to be here? There's so many beautiful faces and so many beautiful faces in COI shirts, pun intended. If you saw what I saw, then you would understand where I was coming from with that. Anyway, welcome everyone. My name is S. Aisha Clare, and I am the ratified candidate for the Garden Hills constituency. And we are back and we are live and direct in your homes, and we are happy to be here. We're happy to see you in person and happy to be in your homes. Can we please stand? And we're gonna have the prayer by our national chairman, and this is our candidate for the Southern Shores constituency, Mr. Kirk Farrington, Apostle. Would you please come? Thank you.
Good evening. Let us pray. Father, we thank you. We so appreciate you. Your loving kindness is unmeasurable. Your tender mercies, untouchable. And we thank you for your love. We thank you for your grace. We thank you for your mercies. Thank you for this time that you have assigned unto us. May we prove faithful in the things that you have assigned unto us, that we would carry out, and that we would be diligent in carrying out your agenda. We place this meeting, this time, into your hand and into your care, and ask that you would to have your way as the presenters present this night. Father, we thank you for the wisdom that goeth behind everything that is presented. We thank you for the one that is moderating. We thank you for every participant this night. Our lives are in your hand. Thank you for this movement that you have chosen to rise up this time and this season. We thank you for the effects of this movement. We thank you for the positivity. We thank you for everything that you have assigned to this movement. We are diligent to carry it out and to fulfill your divine purpose. We ask your sanctity upon this meeting even now. In the name of Yahshua we pray, and we say hallelujah. Bless Yahweh. Hallelujah.
Amen. Can you continue to stand for the national anthem of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, please? Thank you. till the road you've trod lead unto your God. March on, Bahama land. March on, Bahama land. March on, my God, Bahama land. Yes, you may be seated, you may be seated, you may be seated. You are welcome, you are welcome. We have an exciting lineup today. And I don't know about you, but I'm excited about the 100-day plan. Anybody else excited about the 100-day plan? We've already had a 100-day plan for anyone in the audience can tell me? Immigration, health, energy, and land, crown land, and what else? I think it was one more. There you go. Listen, we have some astute people in here. Give yourselves a round of applause. I mean, you've been listening, and right here we are being empowered, and everyone should tell somebody. If you know somebody that's not here and is not watching, please, someone call somebody and say, the Coalition of Independence is on and we are educating. We are again empowering the people. Someone call somebody, tell them we are live. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We have an exciting lineup for another 100-day plan. Anybody ready for the other 100-day plans? I'm ready to hear them as well. I'm ready to hear them as well. I'm going to ask our leader, Mr. Lincoln Bain, to come and hit the podium as he gives his regards and also his, his regards and his, are you ready, sir? Yes, he's ready, obviously. Yes, so he's going to give his regards, and then he's going to talk about his 100-day plan, and I'm not going to tell you what that is, but I think you already know. Yes, Mr. Lincoln Michael Bain, welcome, sir. Come on, you can do better than that. Yes, Mr. Bain.
Thank you, Ms. Claire. It is always a pleasure to be with all of you. Oh, they put out the presidential mic for us again. I saw J.D. Vance speaking with this yesterday. But it's always a pleasure to be with you all. This is going to be an interesting one today. We're sorry for the late start. I was in the middle of doing some research on this corrupt, inept government and trying to get permission to release some critical evidence to the Bahamian public, but I was not able to get that release to do so. But I just want you to know that this country is being run like a mafia. And we have to do something. Not only is it being run like a mafia, we are being taken over and overrun because we continue to allow criminals to have the best of us. So every 5 years, they show up and they come with their slick talk and smart words and catchy phrases and rhyming phrases, and they get you to vote for them. But it's time for Bahamians to wake up. Chicken and bear isn't worth your country. Your country is worth more than chicken and bear. Your country is worth more than $50 in a t-shirt. And so I just want to say to you that this is not about politics for me. This is about survival. Survival of a nation. This is it. So for everyone around the world watching this today, and there are people from around the world watching this, we're going to have an interesting conversation. Someone tag Sebastian, please. I want him to catch this one because we're talking about our 100-day plan for crime. So someone tag Sebastian. We'll get to that in a minute. You already watching it? You watching? Okay. Someone, you might be on the road going door to door, swinging the people. They're on the road right now. So someone taps a boss, tell him watch his phone, because it's coming. All right. Producer, you got documents? Okay, good. The boss, the producer, got the documents. Then come in. There's a couple of things, housekeeping, I want to do before we get there. Our lives moving forward are going to be on location. So they're going to be in different communities. So we're going to go to the people. Are you ready to go to the people? Yeah, let's go to the people. Let's take this to the people. I see the F&M and the PLP had rallies last night. The smell of jerk chicken was in the air. The smell of cheap beer was in the air. And they, talked to someone who went there, and I asked them, what Brave say? What he had to say? I don't know. But you was there. Everybody was listening to him. That's the state this country's in. But you drink the beer, right? Yeah. You eat the chicken, right? Yeah. They said the chicken wasn't good. But I noticed that, what they do, the whole weapon is to have rallies, to let you see a lot of people so that the people who are sheep, the sheep-minded people would say, oh, it looked like the PLP is going to win, so everyone just let's go in that direction. They want to be sheep, so they vote for who they think is going to win. That's not what takes your country forward. Stop voting for who you think will win and vote for what is right. And so I actually, they put out a clipping of their rally. They put a drone shot showing the crowd, because I guess they were so proud. So you know me, I took the drone shot and I put it in AI. I have the expensive one. I have the expensive AIs, pay hundreds of dollars every month. And so I said, AI, tell me, how many people are in this crowd? Count the crowd for me. AI said, it's about 1,500, and they only gave it that amount because there's some places that's dark, and they'll just assume people was in those dark areas that they can't see. And that'll bring it up to about 1,500 people. Let me make this clear to you. 1,500 people is not 206,000 people. 1,500 paid people. I had a fella coming here today to do some work, and he's like, yeah, they was coming around offering to pay for you to come to the rally. It's called a rent-a-crowd. Bahamas, I don't want you to be fooled by rent-a-crowds, because the vast majority of Bahamians don't go to no rallies. The vast majority of voters don't go to rallies. Mostly people who got the contracts or who want something go to rallies. Mostly people who get paid to go there, a little $50, etc., and a free bus ride, and you get some free beer, chicken, and liquor. That's people who go to rallies, mostly, not only. But I don't want you to be influenced by the old weapons. It's time for something different. And so, at the same time, the F&M had a rally out there, and out in Freeport. I think they had little confidence in Nassau, so they went because their last rallies in the by-election was poorly attended, and so they decided to start where they thought they were strong in Grand Bahama, and that was poorly attended. And so I didn't waste time with AI because I could look at that and see that's only a couple of people. So it shows that Bahamians are fed up and tired. And I want to congratulate you, the Bahamian people, for waking up. Because it's been enough of this foolishness. Same foolishness every time. And we're going to continue to vote for them? To go fail us again? Well, anyway, they say Pinta, it's tonight, they say they're going to release their vision. It's tonight? I don't even pay attention to them. Yeah, they can wait till I finish. But they already didn't read through Vision 2030, and they're just going to repeat everything they hear I say. All they're doing is repeating us. You heard Pinta talking about Judgment Day the other day? So that's Judgment Day for the PLP. The other day he was saying change ain't coming changes. Yeah. It's like he done lost his mind. Anything they hear me say, they just want to repeat it because it sounds good. Anything they hear me say. And you heard Sabas was on their rally talking about the 100-day plan and talking about and talking about the new Bahamas. Okay. You know, a lot of people while I was on the street said to me that, you know, if the PLP and the FNM is copying you like this, we might as well vote for you. Because the copy can never be as good as the original. And so what they are doing, COI, is legitimizing us. For those people who believe in their politicians, well, if your politicians following us, you might as well follow us too. Follow us to the New Bahamas. We know the way. They don't know the way. Don't waste time with them. All they're doing is repeating everything they hear us say. I want to respond to a Haitian leader that responded to our press conference that we had, where we addressed some issues at the Parliamentary Registry Department, which is in chaos right now. Chaos. And this Haitian man decided he could respond to me in my country. I don't respond to him in their country. That ain't my business. What him and barbecue them doing over there, that ain't nothing to do with me. So all I have to say to you, I won't call your name, all I have to say to you, sir, is mind your own business. Stay out of Bahamian people's business. And whenever you get to the point where you feel that you don't like what we have to say, go home. Because if I got a problem with something in Haiti, I ain't going to Haiti. So that's what I have to say to you. They said that he made a comment that Haitians contribute more to healthcare than us. This man must be crazy. Listen, they have more hospitals, not clinics, they have more hospitals in Haiti than we have in the Bahamas. Go contribute to that. Stay out of our business. I don't care how much you are contributing, you don't belong here. I also want to take a minute, I won't spend too much time on him. But when you see people in your country are now starting to tell you what to do, starting to cuss you when you're cheering out, and your women, when you see this kind of thing happening, I want you to know you're in trouble. You better watch out. And Bahamians better not take this lightly. Because there ain't no Bahamian standing up in Jamaica and telling them, or Haiti, and telling them what to do and what not to do. We ain't over there telling them who to vote for. That ain't our business. Leslie Miller had a comment with me the other day. I don't normally respond to Leslie Miller, but it's election time. And I want you all to understand something very serious. Leslie Miller is a mirror of what has happened with the PLP. Leslie Miller still owes Bank of the Bahamas $30 million. Neither the FNM nor the PLP has made him and other PLPs paid back what they owe. That's a crime against humanity. And you know why? Because your NIB was raised, and it's going to raise again on July 1st because y'all paying for what Leslie got. They gave him a loan for property. He didn't even own all the property. No collateral. Just $30 million for a bowling alley. Y'all bowling with golden balls, eh? 30, y'all think about that. The Bahamas government bought the hotel for $30 million. It's really 60, but they paid 30. And he, a bowling alley? $30 million? And they still got this man on that show? These people must be out of their minds. Well, let me tell you what we did. What we did was we filed an official complaint with IRCA against Beyond the Headlines, Island Luck TV, and Verizon Media Group. We don't have time to play with them because the law says that if you are having news or current affairs show, it must not be biased. If you have one view on, you must have another view on. Like when you watch CNN, they'll have someone with this view and someone with that view, and sometimes they even clash on air. All right? Because they must have that view. They're not allowed to show one-sided stuff. They are having this thing they're calling, what is this? Temperature check. People from the F&M, people from the PLP on there, no one from the COI, and they're not inviting anyone from the COI because their job is to attack the COI. All right? That is illegal. That is criminal behavior. And so we are not going to indulge criminal behavior. Yes, we let you get away with running your number business and money laundering and anything else you was involved in. And we legitimize you. We voted against it. But after you did it, we say, okay, cool. But now you are using a TV station for what I call unlawful behavior. Because your station should not be used for that agenda. It's illegal. And so, the bus park up, the campaign bus park up in the station yard, so anyone who passed there, you know what that station about. That's unlawful. Your headquarters right down the road, why don't park them bus there? It's showing that your whole operation is about pushing your agenda. It's unlawful and illegal. So we quoted to IRCA the codes that he is breaking, which is Code 6 and Code 8. Election has started, and they're continuing to have these political conversations that is one-sided. That's illegal on normal circumstances, but now that the election has started, it is doubly illegal. And so we've applied to IRCA, and we're going to see what IRCA does. Now it's up to them. And so we wanted to make it public, and we're going to put the letter out there to the public. I don't have time to read it today, because that's several pages. We lay down the law on them. Several pages. So if they continue to be biased on that, then sue them. Because they are breaking the law intentionally. All right? You're intentionally bringing Leslie Miller on, who constantly attacks. So that means you brought him on to attack. Because you know what he's going to do when he come on. And so I just wanted to inform all of you that is what we have done. We're not playing with them. We sent them a cease and desist letter last year, December 18th. And now, this week, I think it was Friday or Thursday, we delivered to them we delivered to IRCA and to ILTV this information to tell them how they are breaking the law. And so they got to stop. Sabas has, like we're talking about crime in a minute, but Sabas has said that he has stepped down from Island Luck TV. He's also stepped down from, well, he doesn't run Island Luck TV, but he has stepped down from Island Luck, right? Listen, Island Luck is owned by a company, that's owned by a company, that's owned by a company, that's owned by a company. That's owned by Sabas. Stepping down from any one of those companies is not stepping down. If you are director of a company that owns a company that owns a company, you still in control, eh? Okay, so actually, the company that owns Island Lock is Playtech. All right? It's called Playtech. Y'all ever heard that name before? All right, and that company was, of course, owned by these people. There were serious issues. The company search report, you can put that up on the screen for them. Put up on the screen. Yeah, the company search report. All right. So someone went and did this company search. So I just want to show you that Playtech Systems Limited is their company. So we'll start there. You got, okay, they're almost there. Getting it up there. Okay. And so they had an issue with conflicts of interest, including legal counsel being a part of the PLP government. And so, okay, this is another document. Okay, but okay, you can scroll on. This is from the government's portal. And so this is Playtech. There's another white document there. You could put that too. That's the company search. There's one with a bunch of people standing up in the picture too. I just want to show you all how they trick people. And this is how you get good lawyers to hide a lot of stuff that you're doing. No, go straight to the one with the picture with all the people standing in it. Okay. And so the people in the picture is, and let's see, when you got money, you could hire some people. Julian Francis, James Moxie, Dirk Simmons, Teresa Moxie, Ed Ramming, Paul Major, Alfred Sayers, Barry Malcolm, the chairman, Sebas Bastian, President CEO, Wes Bastian as secretary. All right? I have some newspaper clipping that talks about the conflict of interest with investment companies, but I can skip over that for now because we ain't finished talking about this. We'll talk about that another time. There's a PDF there that I want you to open. It's called PSL. That's where it's hidden. There's a PDF right there. PSL. I want you to look at that. All right, he's opening it up now. All right. PSL is another company that is hiding everything. So PSL, as you can see, you scroll down to the names of the owners. It says surnames and Christian name, but it says Playtech Systems Limited, right there. Playtech Systems Limited. The company has 4909 shares, and 1 share goes to Adriana Fox. Y'all ever heard of PSL? No, you didn't, because that's where it's hidden. And then if you go down, you see there's a total of 5,000 shares. That's your bottom? Yeah, keep it. No, it's another one under there. There's another page. Yeah. So you can see the directors of that, director and president, Adriana Fox, I'm director and secretary, etc. So you can see Sabas and them is there. And there's other documentation elsewhere that has Adrian and whoever, right? But I want you to see that not because they stepped down from one company means anything. Because one company owns another company that owns another company, and the conflict of interest is still there. So I just put this shot over the bow today because I don't have much time because we got a lot of stuff to talk about, but we can talk about all this before election to show you that don't mind the tricks. And all the politicians know what they hiding. But he about to know what we hiding, but we can reveal it in a minute. But not yet. Someone say not yet. Not yet. So I want you all to stay tuned. I heard Sabas talking about, and he said some good truth. Very good, Sabas. I applaud you. You said some good truth about Michael Pintard and his housing plan. It shows that they have no serious plan. Michael Pindar is just saying stuff he thinks that the people will like. He said he's going to build 5,000 homes in 5 years. 5,000 homes in 5 years. And of course, Sabas broke it down to 3 homes per day, which we know they can do. All right? And so, yeah, they must be pitching tent. And so he is right. But here's where the problem is, Bahamas. Sabas is talking about, because, Rick Fox is flamming with this housing thing. Pintard is flamming with this housing thing. But Sabas had a chance to take part in housing also. Y'all forget? Sabas actually built some homes. They were supposed to build 250 homes. They ended up only building 40 homes for Bahamians. And they were the domes. Put the domes up on the screen to remind the Bahamian people. Here's the problem. This is what Sabas built. And they took long to build these too. So that's how he know they can't build that 5,000 homes like that. But this is what Sabas then built. Now, they said they spent $6.4 million on these domes. $6.4 million. Y'all help me with some math. Someone help me. Y'all can help me with some math? Let's say an actual, not these domes, because I asked this at the time, because we found these domes. And the government said they spent $25,000 each on. And when we went and found where they was manufactured, we saw the domes was like $900. You got a picture there? You got a picture there? Show them that picture. The domes is like $900. And so, show that a picture with the dome on the, wait, it's actually on the website for the company that sells these domes. Yeah, okay. And so, let me tell you what really could have happened with $6.4 million. Because, see, they hope you don't do maths. And just like Sabas did some maths, and I applaud him for that, that was some good maths, smart young man. 6.4 million, let's say a house costs $100,000 to build. Right, it's a low cost home. So let's say a house costs $100,000 to build. How much a house is? That could have been $6.4 million at $100,000 per house. No, man, way more than that. What's 64? Come on, 6.4 million divided by 100,000. That's what you get? Homes that could have been built. 64 homes could have been built for 6.4 million. And if you building on that scale, they probably could have built that for less. I ain't no contractor, so I don't know. But I think they could have built that for less than 100,000. I just call in loose numbers. So instead of building 64 homes for Bahamians, they went and did 40 domes. 40. See it right there. Right there. See the dome? $900. All right? But the budget was $6.4 million. And so we just need them explain. And they never, remember we went to Abaco, Maria was there, and we found a trailer where they was hiding the rest of the materials, and it had Brickell Management, which is another company owned by them, and all this kind of skullduggery was going on. All right, more announcements coming. But we go wait. Someone say wait. All right. So I just wanted to get that out of the way there quick, because we can't be falling for the scams of these people who are trying to deceive the Bahamian people. And Sabas, you stepped in the boxing ring, so you got to get boxed up. All right? We ain't playing with them. We'll get to the rest of that in a minute. So I'm going to go to our crime, 100-day crime plan. And if y'all don't mind, I'm going to step to the screen because class is going to be in session. We're not doing it the way the FNM and PLP do it. I saw them, the PLP did their carbon copy of us, but they was reading from teleprompter the whole time. All right? They were sitting down, reading from the teleprompter, everything, and just repeating whatever someone wrote for them. They're not genuine about this. But we're going to talk about our real crime plan. All right? You want to see what we're going to do in the first 100 days? Well, we're going to resolve crime, and you're going to see the action steps. Put it up on the screen. I'm going to walk to the screen. You all find me a mic so I can go close to the screen. Okay. All right, so put our PDF up on the screen. Crime is a major issue in this country, and it's really because of corruption. And so I want to say to you that the first thing that we're going to do immediately is we're going to end corruption. How are we going to do that? We're going to end corruption because crime comes from the top. And we're going to put the person at the top there. We're going to change them. And so the Minister of National Security and Immigration is going to be me. As Prime Minister of this country, I will stand before you and answer to you. I will be responsible for the safety of this nation, not anybody else. We will not answer to anybody else. We will not be, I'm talking about any politicians over us. We will not be like Loftus Roker when he tried to do his job and Pillin told him, hey, stop that. Because Pillin had made a deal with Edison Key and them. We're not going to be like Brian McCartney going out to do his job and then Ingram tells him, hey, go sit down. Stop your foolishness. Stop doing your job. We are going to do what we have to do. And I think you all know I have the courage to do it. And so we're going to start by unifying all of our uniform branches. And so all of the uniform branches are going to be one and the same. They're going to be together. All right? And so this is our plan. It's going to be on our website by tonight. You're going to be able to view it with our other 100-day plans. And notice these people, they put their plans out there. It's empty, and they're not telling you how they're going to do it, et cetera, et cetera. And so we gotta do something. So it's going to be a decisive national reset, and it's going to start in May, and this is going to be from May to August, all right? And it's going to be launched by me. From day one, we will unify all the uniform branches. Going to come under myself. You can keep going. I want you to see this quote that we put there. Go back down. Bahamian people will no longer be the prey of criminals. The criminals will be the prey. We're going to go after them. And that's with our Python strategy. All right? And so we're going to unite the police, defense force, customs, immigrations, and the corrections departments. So we're going to form one ministry. You're going to see what happens in 14 days, 10 days, what's going to happen on July 1st. On July 1st, that's when the officers, all of them, police, et cetera, all of your pay is going to increase. All right? Everybody. We got the money. So even if it means we don't travel like Brave them traveling, we got more than enough money to increase your pay. So we're going to implement, these are the 5 pillars that will define the first 100 days. Swift justice, hard consequences, smart enforcement, strong borders, and we're going to put officers first. And so with swift justice, we're going to launch a dedicated murder court. We're going to expand the DPP's capacity. That's the Department of Public Prosecutions. We're going to appoint more magistrates and judges and cut the backlog aggressively. We'll give details in a minute. In terms of hardcore consequences, we're going to define the worst of the worst. Murders for capital. We're going to define the worst of the worst murders for capital punishment, pass no bail for murder legislation, and enforce life sentences where promised. Did you hear me say that we're going to bring back capital punishment? If you kill, you will be killed. That's not up for negotiation, and no one is going to stop that. All our governments had to do was define what the worst of the worst is, because the Privy Council already told you what it is. But they don't want to kill their clients. They're making money. And so they rather us get killed while they protect their clients. And so we're gonna fix that. All right? We're gonna deploy the Python strategy, expand intelligence-led operations, and roll out a blockchain-based one system for real-time enforcement. And so the Python strategy means that we are going to go after the criminals. That's what they do in other countries. In America, for example, they go after the drug dealers. They set them up. They have operations on them. Here, they wait for the police to call. Sorry, they wait for someone to call the police. We're going to go after the criminals. I heard the government say something that perturbed me the other day in this administration, that they know who the gang fellas are, and they meet with them. They said they talk to them. Pintar also said that. They said, what you mean you talk to them? You meeting with the criminals? You mean you meeting to lock them up, eh? It's illegal to be in a gang. So how is it that you know that this is a gangster, and you're meeting with him, but you didn't lock him up? That sounds like Pintar with Togi and Bobo. Oh, but Togi and Bobo used to bring fish for minutes too. And Togi and Bobo is connected to Brave. All them working together. Y'all better wake up. And so we're also going to have, the Python strategy is going to choke them out. We're going to go after their money. We're going to, wherever we see them set up the drug houses, we're going to go after the drug houses. We'll set up a car right outside there and see which customers are going to be willing to come to buy drugs from you, the police car right there. And so we're going to go after them. We're going to monitor them. We already have the laws in place to do it. But of course, the criminal underworld is benefiting from their connection to politicians. There will be no more connection to the politicians, because if any one of my ministers are connected to them, they're going to jail. We're going to end corruption in this country. So to all of the persons running to be MPs in the COI, don't get locked up connecting with Togi and Bobo. And so we're going to have intelligence-led operations, and we're going to roll out blockchain-based one system. That's a system where all law enforcement will have access to this one system so that it makes everything easier. Police can see if you have immigration status right there. They're going to be able to scan your license plate from in the car behind you, and they're going to be able to tell whether your car is licensed, whether it's insured. They don't even have to ask you for insurance, because the insurance companies are going to have access, only input, to be able to put, when you get insurance, they're going to have a responsibility to put that into the system directly from the insurance company, all right? And so now the police will know if your car is insured. Doesn't that make more sense? Yeah. It's very easy to do. And so they don't have to say, oh, well, where's your insurance? Go look in your computer. And they will know if the car is insured. They will know if you are licensed to be with the car. From there, scanning your car from behind, they're going to be able to tell if that license belongs to that car. Because if the license says that's supposed to be on a black truck, but you're driving in a blue Honda, they know, okay, that's a false license, pull them over. And so this is very simple to do. And so now police will have access to know if you're an illegal immigrant, etc., by checking you. And so everything will work as one system. The traffic system, the insurance system, the police system, they can check your license. When they check the license, they know the owner of that car is so-and-so. Oh, he has a warrant out for his arrest, pull the car over, let's see if that's him driving. All right? So we're going to have a smart system to make sure that people can't take advantage of crime no more. But these politicians use the criminals for their bidding. And that's why they allow crime to happen, and that's why they can't solve crime. Because the criminals are working with them, all right? And so we're going to have strong borders. We're going to integrate police, defense force, customs, and immigration to tighten the southern borders and intercept contraband and target trafficking routes, all right? A lot of our crime is due to illegal immigration. They don't only smuggle people, they smuggle guns, they smuggle drugs into our country, and we're going to stop that. Our borders is going to be on lock. The only way you get in is if you're allowed to come in. And so we're going to fix that. and anyone involved in the drug game is going to be dealt with. Let me make this abundantly clear. This country is being run like a drug mafia, and it has to stop. Politicians are connected. We see the case that's going on in the United States right now. $2 million offered to a politician, in order for these people to smuggle their drugs. A sitting member of parliament. Do you notice how everyone stopped talking about this? Well, anyway, I just brought it up again. A sitting member of parliament's name was called. And we're not talking about that? We're not demanding that? You know what's most curious about this whole corruption case, where a police officer was involved, and all these people were involved? Boy, and I got some stuff on this I wish I could release. But just pray. You know what's so curious? The U.S. locked them up. Our government somehow didn't know this was going on right here. Right? But let's say they didn't know. When they found out, no investigation was opened into this. Think about that. No investigation as to what was going on there. No investigation to see who was involved. Nothing. Just a quick denial from Brave, talking some stupidness. You have that article. That's all right, making you go through all kind of different documents. No, don't put up the article. Leave it right here. Saying that it's entrapment. He said it's entrapment. No investigation to this day. FTX happened here. No investigation. This country is being run like a drug mafia. The drugs are being run from Venezuela and Cuba to Haiti, because it's slack, no law. Then to the Bahamas, in the southern islands. We saw some police officers arrested. Sonny Miller was arrested. He's a hard F&M. He campaigns with them. Hard F&M police, so they let that one get locked up. But also another officer was arrested, Gray, and he get off, and that's a PLB. All right, somehow that went away. It's smuggled into the southern islands and then transported to the northern islands, where persons were saying that they were not allowed to use the drug dogs to search the planes and boats, etc. They were called off, and they were leaving it open in Grand Bahama. Wow. Hint, hint. In Grand Bahama. And the slackness was going on. Grand Bahama, Abaco, Bimini. The U.S. government is concerned about the reach of drug dealers in this country. How are drug dealers, accused drug dealers, some known drug dealers, convicted drug dealers, getting contracts to build our government buildings, to build houses? How drug dealers, that means that our country is participating in money laundering. Our country is cleaning up money for drug dealers. How we can sit down and just allow this? The country is scandal-ridden. Eric Gardner player, we need to have a conversation. Once we get in, we could talk. You might want us to get in. And we got to have a talk about Links Jones too. Because April 11 was Links Jones' birthday. And me and you could talk about what's been going on in this country. Yes. And I say that without fear or favor. We need to get this country back in order. And no one should be having influence over our government. No convicted persons should be funding political campaigns. This government is connected to drug dealers. We get in Abaco to talk to Spy too, just to hail him, just to say hi. I'm sorry, but we got to fix our country. And no one should benefit from our country being in chaos and disorder. And our government always, both the PLP and FNM, but especially the PLP, loves to get tangled up with these kinds of situations. From Pablo Escobar. But before, they were just turning a blind eye. But now, they're involved. Government officials involved. Government officials. I wish I could tell you all more about what I know. But if you know what I know, see, and before the last election, remember I did a live where I was sitting down in my car and I was telling you all how disturbed I was at what I was hearing. That if you let the PLP get in, they done make so much deals with the drug dealers that it'll blow your mind with criminals. That it will blow your mind. They made deals with criminals. And now our country is being embarrassed. And your money is going to fund what it shouldn't. They didn't listen to me, no. They chastised me. Oh, why Lincoln saying these kind of things? Oh, you out of order. Oh, you just want to attack people. I knew what I was saying. Everything that comes out of my mouth turns out to be true. Because I don't say what I don't know about. I want to say condolences to Lynx Jones' family again. He was someone we love dearly. His birthday was on the 11th, and you will not be forgotten. All right? And anyone who played with you will not be forgotten. We don't care how much of a player they are. And so we're going to have strong borders because we know that illegal immigration is a strong part of what we've been dealing with. And then we're going to put officers first. Begin salary increases on July 1st, 2026. Pay all verified gratitude. So police officers, if you're owed your gratitude, your gratuities, if you're owed your gratuities, we're going to pay you. You know how we know we can pay you? Because we got about 6 police officers running with the COI, former police officers. And none of us got our gratuity either, including me. And so we can make sure you get that, eh? Because we getting that too. We're going to improve training, equipment, morale, and career progression. I think it's shameful that police promotions are due, and the government has now prorogued the House, dissolved the House, and police did not get their promotions. And so, police officers, I want you to understand that I am you and you are me. And we can look out for you. We can make sure that no police officer has to put his hand out for anything again. When I was young, being a police officer was a good job. That gets you your low-cost home, your Honda with rims. You could qualify for any loan. That was the aim and dream. Now you can't survive on that. And they've taken away your insurance, removed your family from your insurance, done all manner of things. We can fix that. But you got to vote for it. You're going to be proud to wear that uniform. The bank is going to love seeing you, although you're going to need them. And people are going to look at you with pride again. We're going to fix that police force. You're going to get promoted based on merits, not because of connections, not because of who you know. You're going to work where your specialty is. So if you go to school and learn forensics, we're going to put you there to work. We won't put you to walk the beat on Bay Street. We're going to fix this for all officers. Custom officers, you've never been paid a proper base salary. I guess some people were jealous of y'all because you make overtime. But that's your hard work. To work overtime, you have to be away from your family, away from other things that you love doing. But all people saw was that you made extra money because you worked overtime. But then you lost your time with your family. You worked hard. You're going to be paid properly, custom officers. You're not going to have to worry about salary scales, etc. All officers are going to be paid on the same scale based on merit. I wish I could go more into this, but I want all officers across the board to know that I am you and you are me.
That's right.
And you're going to be proud to have me as your commander-in-chief because I'm going to look out for you. And we are going to make this country safe again. Let's scroll. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. And so that's the test of the 100 days, but keep going. This is showing you what we're going to have from days 1 to 7, unify and legislate, what needs to happen, certain laws we have to put in place. But there's one law in particular I want you to see from the beginning. We're going to unify the police offense laws, etc. Table capital murder, no bail for murder, and child protection legislation. But you all see that last one on the bottom?
That's it. That's the problem right there.
Day 1 to 7. The age of sexual consent is going to be raised from 16 to 18. What kind of insanity is that a child can have sex and bring another child in this world, but can't even sign a contract, can't drive a car, can't make the decision to vote? But just because we have some perverted leaders who have some perverted clients, we want to make a law that a 16-year-old baby, because they ain't mature no more. We was mature back in the day. They was more mature. That's still a child. An 18-year-old still is a child, really. But we're going to change that immediately. So look to week 1. That's a priority. And I want you to understand that anyone caught in possession of a child ever again in this country, they're going to wish they was never born of a woman. They're going to get lost in jail. So you always hear them say, oh, this girl went missing. And then they say, okay, they find the girl. But they don't ever tell you that the person they was with get locked up. Oh, that's going to change. We can fix that. Let's keep going. This is more good stuff. Keep going. All right? Now, day 8 to 14, we're going to strike at guns and gangs. We're going to launch a 14-day national gun amnesty. All right? You got 14 days. Bring your gun to me, or we can bring our guns to you. Bring your guns to me, or we're going to bring our guns to you. We're going to take guns off of our streets. We're going to end this crime crisis because we need serious leadership to do this. They're playing around with this. And so we need to bring back capital punishment. We need to have real, proper legislation to deal with this. And we're going to give you 14 days. Bring your guns. We're going to activate, in this period of time, we're going to activate the Python strategy and border security surge. That means we're actively going after the criminal element. We're going to expand witness protection for high-risk cases. And so witness protection has to be real. I know of police officers who were killed because they were witnesses. Other people were killed because they were witnesses. You won't have to worry about that again because we're going to go and take your killers off the street. El Salvador was the worst crime-ridden country in the Western Hemisphere. Now they ain't got no crime. Bukele took over in El Salvador. Every country that votes for the young persons, they progress, all of them. Every country that votes for the old stagnant people, they degress. I mean, that's simple. So Bukele said, okay, you in the gang, you lock up. When he got in, the first thing he started doing, building these huge prisons. They was like, what are you building this? What's this he building? Oh, that's a prison? Okay. What are you doing with them? And when he was finished building the prison, the officers went on the streets and locked up all the gang members because it's illegal to be in a gang. Took them off the street. They still lock up. And I watched him interview some of the gang members. Say, you like how he just locked y'all up? Because he declared a state of emergency. And so while he's in a state of emergency, 48-hour thing. But they got rid of crime on the streets, got rid of their connection to drug dealing and people smuggling, etc. And some of the people locked up said, well, we know he was doing badness, and at some point it would have come to catch up with us. It took strong leadership to fix the worst country in the hemisphere. It's going to take strong leadership to fix the Bahamas. Go to the next one. And so with witness protection, we're also going to partner with other countries, because sometimes you might need to leave the Bahamas on the whole. Because you can't hide in the Family Islands. Everyone knows when you land the plane. And so we're going to partner with America and other countries so that if we have to move persons, give them another life, we're going to be able to do that, just so we keep crime out of our country and keep ourselves safe. We're going to reset the justice system. We're going to launch dedicated murder courts. So all this backlog, and the reason they're getting bail is because they have a right to a speedy trial. And so after they're there for a couple of weeks, couple of months, they actually let them go because they have a right to a speedy trial. It used to be 2 years, but now with the politicians being the criminal lawyers, they find loopholes to get paid to fix it. And we keep voting for the criminal lawyers and then expect something to change. We're going to appoint more magistrates and judges, including overseas jurists where needed. So we have a backlog of cases, so we're also going to bring in where we need to be. But we have, but 1,500 lawyers in this country. We're going to make sure that they have something to do. Many of them don't make no money. All right? We're going to make sure that they have the education. We're going to make more of them magistrates to deal with these backlogs of cases. And even where we have to bring in from other countries in the English Caribbean, we're going to bring them in to be able to get rid of this backlog. Now, those will come in temporary just to get rid of this backlog, man, so we could get these things out of the way. We need real leadership, man. We need initiative. You can't sit down just saying, oh, there's a backlog. Fix it. It's breaking our country. And so we're going to create a public sexual offenders register. All right? They did the sexual offenders register that we've been pushing for a little while, but they don't give you access to it. You can't access it. What's the point of it? What's the point? I remember a few years ago while I was running a radio show, I decided, you know what? The hell with y'all. I'm going to do my own sexual offenders register. So I just used the computer and went to every article where someone was locked up for a sexual offense, and I put them on a register. Put their face there. Put their names there. And I created my own website with a register. Then they came to me and said, Lincoln, don't do that. Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Please stop. We have to take initiative. Yes. We need this. There was a gentleman, his name was Antoine Sands. He used to target single women so that if they had a son, he would date the woman to get to the boy. But he was so romantic and sweet, and he was like the dream man. And he was so good with the child that you never would suspect. And he would use that, in many instances, he would use that to rape the boys. And he got away with that for a long time. One time, he raped a boy, and a pastor hid him in his house from the parents who was angry and from the police. And then he came to find out that he didn't rape that boy. He raped the pastor's sons. He put his semen in a bottle and let the baby drink it, and he raped all of the boys. But the pastor had hit him. But he finally got caught. These kinds of people should never see the streets again. Never. He's back on the streets now. But I just called his name. I don't play with these kinds of people. Never did. And so we got to protect our children. And so moving forward in the New Bahamas, if you rape or molest a child, you will never see freedom again. Never. Don't touch our children. And we're also going to move to, when they say life sentence reforms, they're talking about having a machine gun. Not mine. Mine was licensed. Having a machine gun, assault rifles, etc. We're going to treat you like you committed the crime. You're going to get life in jail. We finished with this gun problem in this country. We don't make guns here. We're done with that. So if you get caught with a gun, you're done. It's simple as that. See, if you have a knife, you could have that to cook. You could have it for some utility. But a gun, only one thing you have that for. You plan on killing someone. So since that was your intent, then we're going to treat you like that was your intent and you're going to get life in prison. Serious laws need to be put in place because we're in crisis, man. Every time we cry in and we see the people crying and heartbroken and we do nothing because we keep voting for criminal lawyers. But we're going to put serious stuff in place. And they also, with life sentence, they're also talking about if you rape a child. Now, in our law, life sentence is not defined. And the criminal lawyers keep it that way because they want to be able to use loopholes to get their people out. There's people who did 8 years in jail, and then they consider that life in jail, and they let them out. Bahamians don't know that. People who did 12 years, and they consider that life in prison, and they let them out because they didn't define it in law. And whenever you see these stuff, it's because the criminal lawyers want to be able to have loopholes to make that money. They go to the big fella and say, man, listen, or go to his family and say, listen, that piece of property right there, I want that. Give me that, and I get your son out. He's straight. He been in there how long? 9 years? Man, I got that, man. Let's keep going. Keep going. Go to the next one. That's day 15 to 30. You see, we ain't playing. That's day 15 to 30. Sound like that's a yay. We coming straight in to deal with this. This is day 31. We just going on the second month. Deploy the one system. Begin the blockchain-based one system rollout. And so these things don't take long to build. All right? This is 21st century. We're coming in with this, and we're going to have one system all over this country. You're not going to have to, if you're renewing your passport, listen, you're not going to have to bring anything. You just have to show up, pay, and I get sent to you. All right? You just got to prove that you are that person. So come show your biometrics. You walk out with your passport. Because they already have all your information. Why they keep trying to make you come? You have my information. I have a passport. So what's the problem? And so all throughout our system is going to be one system, and it's going to make sense for the first time. I can't go in details now because I have a short time. We're going to link police, traffic, insurance. I've already said all of this. We're going to enable real-time license plate verification and alerting. Let's keep going. All of this is going to happen in a short period of time. So now we're on day 61 to 100, and we're going to show results. We're going to start officers' salary increases on July 1st, 2026, this year. And so officers, just vote for it. Where the money coming from? The money is there.
It's right there. Right there.
They'll give $1 million road contract, but then put it to $10 million and steal the 9. That's why our country is broke. And you keep hearing ministers say it. Oh, we lose $1.4 billion every year to corruption, to stealing. That's what he's talking about. Because they was doing it too. And so, you know what we could do with $1.4 billion? That's the example of $9 million right there. And all kind of other situations. Remember they was going to build a bridge. It was a $10 million bridge. They was doing it for $80 million. That's what they do. Remember the prison is escalating it to $90 million. The road in Eleuthera, going from one price to going up to 180 million. And that's what they're doing. When you see these road works happening for election, they ain't doing that to impress you. They doing that to steal from you. Wake up, Bahamas. And so this is where the officer salary increase is going to come in. It's going to start to come in incrementally to where we get to the point to where we match by 2030. We're going to be able to match police officer salaries in the United States for police officers here. The same thing is going to happen for nurses, for teachers, etc. But someone coming to talk about teaching, so that's my business. But we're going to increase the salaries. Why pay foreigners? Because Bahamians had to leave because they can't afford to live on a teacher's salary or a nursing salary. Why pay the foreigner, bring them in, pay for their housing, pay for all this stuff, pay retention bonuses, all, when you could have just give our teachers a raise? When you could just give our nurses a raise? Because it's important. Because we can't do without nurses and doctors and teachers. So pay them. That's not optional. We have competition, then raise what you pay them. America is competition. We're going to pay all verified gratuities owed to officers. We said it already. Launch, y'all see this? I want y'all to see that. Let me move on the side. We are going to launch the National Lottery and Regulated Online Casino. That's what we voted for. But someone pay off some people to go against what we voted for. A national lottery, which includes your 3-ball, your 4-ball, your 5-ball, and the bigger lottery, could have benefited this nation. If you allow gambling, I don't gamble. I don't have an Island Luck account. I don't have no account from none of them. I personally don't gamble. But if persons want to gamble, then why don't our country benefit? When America went in to legalize the numbers business and they formed lotteries, they made it benefit education. They've given billions of dollars to education to be able to help to benefit your children, et cetera, et cetera. And so why should we have just a few men making all this money to the point where they now billing the government buildings and getting rent from the government? Doesn't that mean that the government could have actually had the money to build these buildings and not pay any rent? We got to make this country make sense, man. Yes, Sebastian, you're a Bahamian young man. Yes, Flowers, you were a Bahamian young man. You're a Bahamian man, et cetera, et cetera. But this should benefit our nation, man. We can't let corruption destroy us. And now they're using it to buy your votes. You see, you're fair game now because you came into politics. It wasn't bothering you before. But now that you come, that you won't be prime minister, Bahamians, y'all think. Y'all think. You don't go from crime and see, why shouldn't we benefit? Why shouldn't it go to the people? Why does it have to go to a couple people? Why? We could have the money to do all that stuff. They could have had the money to build this hospital without borrowing from China. But see, that fits their model of keeping the general public poor and then giving them some handouts. Have your big bang every year and make people come to you begging, humiliating. Okay, heavy set lady, we want you to do 100 jumping jacks. Ha ha ha, look at her. Degrading our royal Bahamians. Degrading us. And so, it's time for National Lottery, eh? Now, we could put it out for tender, And if one of them get it, then they get it. And they could manage and do whatever. They have the skill, et cetera, et cetera. But we're not going to have this where one person or a couple people benefits. And they put a moratorium in it so none of y'all could get in it. No. And now they want it extended. Even Flowers say that wrong. They want to extend it for another 25 years. That no one else could get in there, only them. And now they determine who wins elections because they give out. Well, anyway, the National Lottery is going to fund a lot of things that we want to do. Let's keep going. Let me go quick. So this goes into more details. We're going to talk about protecting our women and children, capital. We're going to change age of consent. All of this stuff we've already gone into. The gun amnesty. Let's keep going. And it goes into more details here, but it also gives idea of what we're going to do with the lottery money. Keep going, because this is just putting it into perspective for people so that they could easily understand this. We're talking about the details, the drones and the radars and all the other stuff we're going to use. We're breaking down how the traffic one system is going to work. So all this is going to be on our website. You can go and see it, the licensing and all that. What phase 1 is, phase 2, phase 3, and all that kind of stuff. And so all of this, immigration, how everything is going to be set up is right there for you to understand. All right? National Lottery, stop there. Sebastian wants to see this. We're going to fund the fight and fund the future. Transparent, legal revenue for national priorities. A national lottery and regulated casino. The COI will establish a national lottery and a regulated online casino so gaming revenues are brought into a transparent legal framework and used for national priorities. Not to make a couple people and the politicians they fund have a happy life. Revenues will be ring-fenced in law and directed into public safety, education, sports, culture. You see what we can spend it on? Yes. Police cars. Since our numbers started this crime, I think it's only fair that we use it to fund the fight on crime. Yes. And so we're going to use it to fund public safety, education, sports, culture, and junk canoe, healthcare, and youth intervention. That sound like a plan? Yes. Including anti-crime. And so we're going to have public, the lottery is going to be for public assets and not sweetheart rents. Money that now enriches a connected few should serve the nation. The COI will use transparent gaming revenues to fund public priorities, publish collections and spending, everything open, and reduce dependence on sweetheart rent arrangements where government pays endless rent for buildings it could build and own on its own. Keep going. All right? And so what you should see by day 100, and so that's detail. You can go on the website and look for that. We can solve crime in this country. We have initiatives that we're going to put in place right away, but this is the first 100 days. We're going to use proper forensics and build a proper forensic lab. They don't want that because they want to be able to get their criminal clients off. A proper forensic lab, not when someone gets murdered, they come to you and say, okay, who would have want to see him dead? Who he had a row with recently? No. We all watching First 48 and these stuff on TV. We see how they investigating. They looking for the little hair, the DNA. But we come in trying to figure out, okay, who he mad with? No, we're going to fix that. And the reason we have to fix that is because I don't want to kill any innocent persons as it relates to capital punishment. When you go there, we know that's you, for sure. All right? I don't want one innocent person to go down. But too many innocent behemoths are dying and there's no consequences. And the Bible says, when the blood of the innocent is not avenged, it corrupts the entire nation. And so I want to thank you all for listening to me on that. I'll take questions at the end after you've heard from some other persons in other areas. Normally, I'll sit down and do a talk with Aisha, but I think I took long to do this. But I think this was important. Do you think? Yes. This is important? Awesome. I want you to understand that we have detailed plans. This is just our first 100 days. Our plan for crime is on our website, and you can see the exact details on what the Python strategy is and what everything is that we want to do. It's right there, outlined, line for line. No party has ever given you plans like this before. Oh yeah, they're stealing them. But the whole country can see it. And so Pinta them go in tonight, so you can see, it can sound like a COI love fest, yeah, verbatim what we talk about. So I want to thank you all for entertaining me. I'll take questions afterwards after everyone is finished. But God bless you. Let's keep up the fight. Let's save our one nation.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. What do you think about our 100-day plan for crime? There was a few things in there I really liked, one of which was the age of consent going up to 18. I never understood that. I never understood how a 16-year-old could consent to sexual activity. You can't vote. You on a driver's permit. It just didn't make sense to me at all. And also the amnesty for guns coming into, we're giving you time to do what you have to do so that we can get our country right. We're saving our country. Amen? You all excited about it or what? You all just intrigued or what's happening? What's happening? We're very excited about it. I want you to know that the COI, our leadership, has been in conversation with many unions and many people, many commissioners, and across the world, actually. And so today we're going to have a memorandum of understanding, and it's going to be read by our candidate for the Freetown constituency, Olivia Griffin. Olivia, you can come and you're going to give the memorandum of understanding. It has not been signed yet, but it's a memorandum of understanding. So this is what we understand that we're going to do. Make sense? Yes. Welcome, darling. She's so beautiful, isn't she? Isn't she lovely? You can sit down, sure. Anyone? Could you bring the podium? I think she needs that. Thank you.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, my family, my COI family. Let's get a good evening. It is always an absolute pleasure to be here. And this memorandum of understanding, Lord, where is Doc? So she could give me the signal. Thank you. If you could bear with me, I was tasked with doing this, and this may take about 20 minutes, but we get time. What's 20 minutes in our future for generations? Let's get serious about it. Let me just say this. Who put a mic in that man's hand talking about health? No, it's a serious question. I'm asking that because in regards to what Mr. Bean was pointing out, 18 being a consensual age, and for him to say 4 years was too much. He's a minister of protecting us. That's security. And he's going to say a child molester should not have gotten 4 years. He would have represented him and gotten him less. In fact, he was angry about this. And he's going to put himself forward to represent my constituency. Take a look into my eyes. Man. Take a look into my eyes. Freetown is home for me. It irks me. It irks me to know that I started procreating as well. I have children. And this is who is putting themselves forward for my children's future. Oh, you better get it right. And then we had somebody else. Louis, we got to hit the ground in Freetown. Which Freetown you talking about, Louis? You got to come to Freetown. Y'all got to get to the grounds in Freetown. Freetown is COI. Olivia Ingram Griffin is coming. She is on the ground and Freetown will rise. Imagine, yes, y'all please bear with me for a second. In canvassing yesterday evening, okay, a team and I, we met in particular, it was several persons, but we met in particular a single parent, a mother. You know, that occurs a lot in my constituency. She started to break it down. After me making my minimum wage, imagine if my little one gets sick. I cry every night hoping and praying they never, ever, ever have to go to that hospital. You know, in a system where the Bahamians ought to be put first and things just should work, it's absolutely unacceptable that persons would go to a hospital that is for us and 2 to 3 days wait. You can be dead over something that, I mean, if you were seen, your people could have you for generations longer. Come on. Now talk to me. Let's get serious. All right? The elders now, right? They are passing away. Thank you for building our country. Thank you. But also, too, thank you for releasing that stronghold you had on us where you said, you know what, if you don't vote this way, you are excommunicated. You are out the family. I'm noticing this, and I'm very proud, and it deserves a round of applause. In our communities, we are seeing the youth now. Y'all look at the ones who register now, who have been flocking the registry these last days. Look at the age group. I am so proud. I am so proud. It means, Mr. Bean, we don't have to say, wake up no more. We have awoken. We have awoken. It's our time. And I mean this genuinely. Change is here. Let's get down to business. Y'all know COI. We don't come to joke. We ready from day one. This memorandum of understanding is entered into. I'm supposed to read all of this, Madam Chair? Yeah? Okay, well, great. Y'all sit back, relax, and open your ears because this is very interesting. Okay, the parties involved. This memorandum of understanding, MOU, is entered into between the Commonwealth of the Bahamas Trade Union Congress, TUC, acting its duly authorized officers, TUC, and the Coalition of Independents, COI, acting through the duly authorized officers, COI, purpose and status. The MOU sets out shared commitments to advance the dignity, security, and economic empowerment of the Bahamian workers. The parties intend these commitments to guide public policy and, where appropriate, to be implemented through legislation, regulations, administrative action, and collective engagement. The parties agreed to this MOU in binding in honor, whereas a TUC is the national umbrella body representing affiliated trade unions and their members, and COI is a political movement seeking a form to form the government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. This light could turn on a little bit. I don't wear glasses, but it kinda. All right, let's try. Let's continue. B, the parties share a commitment to fair work, safe workplaces, lawful immigration and labor market protection, and transparent governance that places Bahamians first. The parties recognize that workers and their democratically chosen unions must have a direct, permanent voice in the national decision-making, especially where public concessions, investment agreements, and major projects affect employment and living standards. The parties agree that it is time for the Bahamian worker to be empowered through ownership of land, equity skills, and a direct share in national prosperity. The parties desire to place these commitments on the public record with clear mechanisms for accountability, timelines, and review. Now, therefore, the parties agree to work toward the following commitments. Section 1, worker employment commitments. COI will create an appointed cabinet seat for a union leader nominated by the umbrella unions to serve as minister responsible for labor and worker empowerment, ensuring unions have a seat at the table for all national economic decisions, including investor negotiations. 2, no memorandum of understanding, heads of agreement, or concessions agreement with any major investor or developer will be finalized without prior disclosure to and consultation with the minister responsible for labor and the TUC to end secret deals that affect workers. A standing Labor Prime Minister Council will meet monthly at minimum between the minister, the prime minister, relevant ministers, and TUC leadership to review worker issues, implementation progress, and matters of mutual concern with an agreed action matrix after each meeting. The Labor Board Industrial Tribunal framework will be upgraded so that it has powers equivalent to a court for labor matters, including subpoena powers, enforcement powers, contempt powers, and expedited procedures for compliance and payment orders. COI will implement a worker ownership and profit sharing framework requiring major employers and all entities receiving government concessions to be established employee share ownership plans, ESOPS, stock option plans, or profit sharing arrangements for Bahamian staff. A national citizen worker dividend will be established through the Sovereign Wealth Fund, providing Bahamians with a direct royalty-style share of national profits and ensuring workers benefit from our country's natural and strategic assets. Crown land worker empowerment grants will be prioritized for working Bahamians and worker cooperatives for housing, farming, and small businesses with transparent allocation and secure title. COI will expand access to low-cost capital for Bahamian workers through a strengthened public development finance framework, including affordable home construction, finances for workers building on granted land. A Bahamian livable wage. A Bahamian livable wage will be implemented with annual cost of living assessment. Man, come on, how you gonna know if y'all don't assess each time? Straight aboard 260? Straight across the board 260 and y'all leave it at y'all have to assess an adjustment. A separate statutory minimum for temporary foreign workers will be established only in a matter consistent with the Constitution and international obligations, paired with mandatory employer-provided housing, health coverage, and return travel for work permit holders. No work permit will be issued for any position that can reasonably be filled by qualified Bahamian. Labor market testing, transparent vacancy advertising, and enforceable penalties for non-compliance will be strengthened. COI strictly enforce immigration laws, come on somebody, and strengthen enforcement against illegal employment, including meaningful penalties for employers who hire undocumented workers or facilitate unlawful work. A national retention and compensation package for nurses will be implemented, including timely payment for overtime and hazard-related entitlements to reduce the need to import nurses while expanding training for Bahamians. A national retention and compensation package for teachers will be implemented. Teachers, including improved salary scales and allowances where applicable to reduce the need to import teachers while expanding training for Bahamians. Equal pay scales, allowances, and clear progression pathways will be standardized for all law enforcement officers across relevant agencies, ensuring parity and fairness for essential services. All Bahamian government workers will automatically become permanent and pensionable after 1 year probation period. And the practice of rolling or indefinite appointments for established roles will be ended. Wage theft will be treated as a serious offense. Laws and enforcement will be strengthened to ensure prompt payment of wages, overtime, holiday pay, gratuities, service charge, distributions, and lawful benefits with rapid recovery mechanism for workers. Mandatory timelines will be introduced for industrial negotiations in both public and private sectors, with strengthened consolidations and binding dispute resolution pathways to prevent deliberate delays. Workers' rights to safety workplaces will be expanded through stronger occupational health and safety enforcement. Empowered inspectors, workplace safety communities or committees, and protected rights to refuse unsafe work without retaliation. A national skills and apprenticeship guarantee will be introduced with employer-funded training requirements, especially where work permits are sought, to ensure Bahamians are trained into higher-paying roles. Union access rights will be strengthened, including reasonable right of entry for union representatives, protection against anti-union discrimination, and worker educational leave agreements to support informed membership. A modern anti-discrimination and anti-harassment framework will be strengthened and enforced, including protections against workplace bullying, sexual harassment, and unfair retaliation for reporting misconduct. A workforce-focused healthcare or childcare and family support framework will be expanded, including improved leave protection and practical supports for shift workers and single-parent households. Transportation and commute burdens affecting workers will be addressed through improved public transit, rehabilitated, safer late-hour mobility options, and targeted worker commuting solutions where necessary. COI will implement digital modernization across labor administration, including online case filing, status tracking, and time-bound service standards at the Department of Labor to reduce delays and improve transparency. Public procurement and major project approvals will include enforceable Bahamian employment, training, and local procurement targets with clawback provisions when commitments are not met. A national employment insurance program, we have South Beach in the house. A national employment insurance program will be developed to provide temporary income support to Bahamian workers who lose employment due to economic shocks, disasters, or large-scale redundancies funded through a fair tripartite mechanism. A joint labor enforcement implementation committee, that's TUC and COI, will be established within 30 days of the COI coming into office in 2026. The parties will oversee delivery, publish quarterly progress summaries, and recommend legislative and administrative actions. Trade unions will be exempt from property taxes for their national headquarters and approved satellite offices, and reasonable duty/VAT relief will be provided for materials used to construct, maintain, or retrofit these facilities. Section 2, commitments carried forward from the unfiled 2021 joint TUC-PLP MOU. Y'all try to say that 3 times fast. The parties note the labor movement's public view that of the 22 commitments set out, my God, in 2021 MOU with the Progressive Liberty Party, 21 were not fully delivered. According to these commitments are carried forward and reaffirmed in this MOU. As a matter of public policy, structured consolidations with TUC will occur before the approval of permissions and concessions to foreign investors, and COI will use its best efforts to ensure industrial agreements in the hotel and tourism sectors and any other sector, and concluded in the spirit of the letter of the law with unequivocally support for trade unions in the workplace, including automatic agency shop. The parties will work to amend laws and regulations when necessary and possible. A, define wages to include tips and gratuities. B, prevent foreign employers from evading financial obligations to workers upon closure or demise of entities. C, provide for at least 16 hours of rest shifts. D, base redundancy pay on years of service and raise the cap to 24 months. E, review amendments to Employment Act Section 26(4) so that where an employer provides both a gratuity and a non-contribution pension, the employee is entitled to redundancy pay, gratuity, and pension. F, review amendments to Employment Act Section 29, so dismissal compensation is based on wages rather than basic pay. Remove the cap of 12 years, who put that in Ingram, and replace it with years of service. G, amend Employment Act Section 42 to make agency shop automatic upon recognition. And H, amend Employment Act Sections 46 and 47 to include notice pay in cases of unfair dismissal. Almost there. The parties will strengthen the role of consolidators and ensure rulings of the Industrial Tribunal and enforcement without delay. As a matter of policy, heads of registered trade unions and their secretary generals or designees should be appointed as justice of the peace. The parties will work toward a cultural heritage art and an entertainment encouragement act and the National Pension Act. The parties will work to carry out the provisions of the National Development Plan and related national development commitments. The parties will work towards passage of National Redundancy Fund Act. The parties will ensure national health insurance is fully implemented for all citizens and residents, including hospitalization and catastrophic care. The parties will work towards the enchantment of a livable wage, enactment. Legislation and regulations will be strengthened to empower the National Tripartite Council, including control of its own financial affairs and budget. Government will provide to the TUC a suitable parcel of land for the construction of its national headquarters. The parties will work toward enactment of a comprehensive Consumer Protection Act, including financial consumer protections and fair fee transparency. The parties will work to strengthen the financial sustainability of trade unions, including the ability to enter into lawful international support agreements. The parties will reform Public Service Commission's rules to ensure more timely processing of employee applications and promotions. The House of Labor will be designated a historical landmark, and the government will provide funding support for restoration and ongoing maintenance. The provisions of the Health and Safety at Work Act will be fully implemented and enforced. The parties will strengthen the Public Defender's Office and work towards a comprehensive legal aid system. The practice of including labor representatives in international meetings will be continued. The parties will support trade unions, education, including tuition support, and a credible trade union education institutions. Boy, I wish I had that stand to hold this mic. All pension boards and private major health committees will have equal representation between employees and employers. The government and labor movement will meet from time to time, but not less than quarterly, to review progress on this MOU and matters of mutual concern. TUC, say final, 50, say final, somebody say final. We reach. TUC will support COI to form the next government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. General provisions. Term. This MOU takes effect on the date of signature and remains in effect for 5 years unless replaced or extended by written agreement of the parties. Amendment. This MOU may be amended by written agreement signed by duly authorized representatives of the parties. Public record. The parties intend that this MOU be a document of public record. Somebody shout transparency. Transparency. Non-degradation. Nothing in this MOU limits the rights of TUC-affiliated unions to take lawful industrial action or to pursue any, man, I didn't reach, statutory remedies available to them. Unless you want to put it here so I could say available to them. Blessings, boy, COI, y'all get this country lit. We got this. Thank you so much. Anything else y'all wanted me to present? Again, OLI, VIA, Freetown, rise. Blessings.
Thank you, Ms. Freetown. Thank you very much. That was informative. I am sure everybody got some information in that and is very exciting about what is going to happen, what is about to happen in the New Bahamas. We're going to have a sit-down, excuse me, we're going to have a sit-down time, and I'm going to welcome, Ms. Faith Precenti and Mr. Bobby Brown. Faith Precenti is from Angliston and Mr. Bobby Brown is from Fox Hill. And they're going to talk about fisheries and agriculture. Food security is fisheries and agriculture, right? Okay, because he done correct, and they done start. All right. I was going to say hand aperture, but my voice was just doing the most. But we are having a lot of information, and we don't just come here to talk and have a good time. We come here to empower our people. And we come here to share information and educate you on what is going to happen in our country. And we want you to see the vision as it's going to happen in the... Listen, when we hit the ground, we ain't trying to figure out what's going to happen. We know what is about to happen. And if you see and you listen to the other parties, they're sharing our vision, which is good. But it's COI. It's COI. So we're going to talk now about food security. And then after food security, we're going to talk about education. And after education, we're going to talk about culture. So we're going to have an exciting time. It's going to be time. We're not going to be here forever and ever and ever. Amen. But we're going to have a good conversation on what is to come. All right? So